I can sing. On the left a lot of fame, always got a lot of money.
Check this out. When they walk into a grocery store is what's called front of shop, in which you'd find the produce section as well as the flower section. This isn't mere coincidence, it's by universal design. A store's produce section plays a large role in how much consumers will spend. Not only that, grocery stores use very specific directional lights aimed at fruits and vegetables to make their colors pop. Now, once your visual appetite is satisfied, stores have to make sure you don't just pick some fruits and bounce. They need you to walk by as many items as possible. This is when the traffic builder method comes into play. Ever wondered why milk and bread are always way at the back of the store? This tactic is designed to increase the likelihood of impulse purchases along the way. Since milk is a staple item, putting it at the back ensures that shoppers will pass by various other products, which means more impulse buys. That's also why some of the best deals are typically way at the back. Now, once they get you in the central section of the store, this is when they make the real money off of you. At the beginning of the video, I told you grocery stores are in the real estate business. This is what I mean. 50 to 75% of grocery stores' profit is from slotting fees. Food companies and brands spend a tremendous amount of money to place their products at a certain location inside stores. Shoppers typically encounter...
Breaking news out of Antarctica has shocked the world. Scientists conducting deep ice research picked up strange radio signals, not random noise, but powerful rhythmic pulses. Almost like a heartbeat. Even more unsettling, the energy readings suggest something bigger than an entire continent might be moving beneath the ice. It looks like an ancient beast lying in wait. The image immediately sparked comparisons to one of the most terrifying figures in myth and scripture, Leviathan, the monstrous sea serpent said to swallow the earth, a symbol of chaos.
The truth about homeowners associations, also known as HOAs. Although it's clearly in the word, random ass people will associate themselves with your home that you own and you agree to it. It's no different from buying a car or voting. There's a secondary contract that no one pays attention to, and it is registering your property. The difference with a homeowners association is they don't consider you registering it because it's all in the agreements of the quote unquote HOA. Because notice how the way they use the word joining instead of registering. So it's automatically, when you purchase a property, a community governed by one as a HOA membership is tied to the property ownership through the property's deed and governing documents. When you buy a home in an HOA community, you automatically become a member, agreeing to the association rules and dues, which is a part of the property's title and restrictions. So I want y'all to really think about that. An HOA places you under their jurisdiction, under their quote unquote private property, which isn't public lands. Now look at it this way. When you buy a car, right, it is completely bought out and it's under your name, and then they trick you into registering it with the state. So technically the state owns your car during that period of the contract. And how I know this and how you should know this is because the state literally has a tag on the back of your car with their signatures. And when you register your car, you agree to the rules of the road specific to the state that you are in. So let's say you didn't have a plate. You know when people be talking about you could travel without a license? That's how it should be in a free world. But we're not in a free world because they believe they have jurisdiction over quote unquote private property that they can put anywhere. So essentially, these people, quote unquote police, look at you as if you're an employee. So they'll enforce their policies on you because you agreed to it. You literally signed your driver's license. Now it gets deeper because you can register your body, as I mentioned earlier, to vote. But people don't realize or even pay attention to people saying that to you. Hey, did you register to vote? Why do you have to register just to make a vote? You see how that don't make sense? But you are registering your body. This is how they're able to control you. Like for instance, they could ask you, not even ask you, tell you to go to jury duty. You know what I'm saying? And tell you not to go to work. And you not get punished because you are registered to the state. They own your body for that period of that contract, including your energy. That's what they're using to vote and to create this reality. Now I want y'all to look at this from a deeper angle. Y'all know how the way I always tell y'all that I'm not a citizen And most black Americans aren't. We're not even in the system. This means if you're not a citizen, you do not go by citizens' rules, which is the policies. We only go by the law. So everyone that came from a different country is automatically a citizen, just like you was going to a HOA. They are property of the United States corporation. So they have to go by the United States corporation rules, which are the policies. And when the policies are broken, this is when policy enforcement comes through, but we all call them quote unquote police. They are literally private security guards that's out to protect the state's property. And like I just said, these people that are citizens is state property. And you know how we get profiled all the time? It's because we are not state property. And what they are doing is coercing us through contracts to register our body to the state. So we are state property, so they can have jurisdiction over us, as in forcing us to be a citizen. At the end of the day, the only people that are allowed to even interact with us is the sheriff deputies, because they was elected by the public. That's why they have law enforcement on their vehicles, not policy enforcement, because we only go by the law, but obviously they are corrupt as well. So I said all that to say this. Essentially, it's the same system as everything else. They are becoming the middleman of our own fucking property, bruh, and sliding themselves into contracts so they can steal your property as soon as you break one of their policies, after you done spent all your bread on that house. Even the same thing with cars. You spend all that bread on that car, then they want to take it, although you already paid for it. It's these contracts we gotten so used to and think it's fine. We think that it's okay and how it's supposed to go. It should not go that way, because no one ever takes the time to read the policies and the laws and see the complete difference of what they really are. And the people who we interact with on a daily basis, we don't even know who they are. They are cons, bro. And then you have some that's not, but that's up to you to do the research. And if you don't, you're doomed. You'll fall into their traps every time, because they design everything to make sure they'll be able to take it once you mess up. As I always say, we're the ones with energies. They do not have any at all. So we put all the energy out and take all their consequences while they take all the benefits. And that is the system, because once we keep on working and working and working, and we're never getting to where we need to get to, it just keeps going. Like, it will never stop, because we're not getting to the end. It's designed for you not to get to the end. And obviously Pacific people, because of the energy output that we have. So when you be joining them HOAs, look at it like this, that your house is literally in Lebanon, right? A whole nother country, but it's inside of America. But you gotta follow the Lebanon government rules. It's almost like immigration on a small scale, because essentially those quote unquote communities are small countries, cities, towns, whatever you wanna call them. Like, why do y'all think now y'all starting to see all these videos of random security guards with inside of HOAs pulling people over, bro, and got the nerve to try to steal your information to report you to be the third party so they can skim off the top, because they're doing quote unquote like citizens arrest and trying to take you to court because they're mixing the systems up. But essentially, like I say, police officers are literally basically doing the same thing on a larger scale on a city level, when none of them have authority to even pull you over or to even arrest you. Like I just said, they be using citizens arrest. They're using universal laws against us because we don't know them. That's how they coerce us and steal our information and then pull out of our trust account. They're like, that's all they're doing, bro, and stealing from us in all different types of ways. And obviously, this is how they take our property as well. It's all fraud and another way to control and govern people towards the direction they want you to go. Any type of system that works that way is negative, and no one should ever join it, because essentially it's giving up all your rights, all your freedoms, and all your property. Anyways, I hope y'all picked up what I put down. Y'all know how I keep it. Y'all be gods. Peace.
Good morning. So I couldn't tell y'all any information or any news because I was banned. They unbanned me. But while I got your attention, there's a new virus out that is in China that has gone to another country, and now it's coming to the U.S. and the U.S. has no protection against it. No protection. So this infection that is spreading now to the various countries from China is mosquito driven, and we are in the midst of mosquito season. And it has symptoms sort of similar to COVID, but we have no one protecting us, not the WHO, not CDC, not anything, because of the executive order that Trump wrote. So because of that order, we have no defenses against those things. So look out.
Working and working. This describes your 9 to 5. Very difficult to enter into the kingdom of heaven and to be at work at the same time. This is why we're trying to teach and pull people out of the matrix as much as possible. The way that the Masonic system and the hierarchy is set up is basically to shame you on a daily or a regular consistent basis. So because all these corporations are under this Illuminati English spell and everything else like that, they're going to shame you in whatever way that they can as well, because that's part of their process, it's part of the job. So we have to ask ourselves, is this job, is this little bit of bread worth our souls? Is it worth the dwindling of our own spirits? How long can we hold the line before the inner demon really just starts to rage in front of other people and we're not able to keep our peace? Remember, that's the plan of the Satan, Hasatan. And in the book of Enoch, it's written as the Satans, because Satan ends up switching like Agent Smith from one body to the next. This is what ends up happening when you're at work, and that's why people are really cool one second, and the next second they're all... So we are who we hang around with, and if we hang around people who are trying to essentially, destroy us for so long, or to guilt or shame us, then it's going to have a dwindling effect on who we are and who I am. So that's why separation, to be set apart, is key to growth, and that's what we're trying to teach everybody. Working.
Look at that.
What the hell's gonna happen? Alright, get out of the way. What was gonna happen? He's gonna watch your clothes. It's dead.
No, why didn't you leave it in the water? Why did you
It's
take
dead.
it?
It's dead.
Yeah, but I mean, it can't stay in the water.
No, it can't.
No, it can't.
That's not healthy for
No?
other fish.
Oh, okay. So other fish wouldn't eat it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But they have to take it out from the water.
Look at all this caviar ready to come on. Come on. All right. Ready? Probably. Let me see that. You guys want to go? Just grab on the back. Go. They can do it. They can do it. Who's trying to get away?
How did it die?
Yeah, just grab by the tail. Yeah.
How did it die?
No, I'm not sure. Probably, that big, maybe natural cause.
You gotta let go of the rope. Oh, that's who's cleaning that truck?
The CIA did it. Who else? Y'all already know I've been talking about stuff like this well before this happened. Them demons is in a power struggle right now because they literally on their last leg. So of course they had to off Charlie Kirk, because what he was doing was reaching the quote unquote white people and telling them the truth in ways that we couldn't do. Because a lot of people don't listen to certain information just because it comes from a quote unquote black person. But with him saying it and speaking the way that he do, even though his delivery may not sound right to people that look like me sometimes, but if you listen to him without the emotion, it'd be straight logical. It'd be the truth. And he break down facts and things that actually happened that caused this and that and this. And what have I always been telling y'all about what Trump is doing? He's attacking the root of the problem, because they literally made the root seem like it doesn't exist. Like most people never look at the root of the problem. Like, I don't know why, but that's what he was doing. So he's literally waking up the people that they want to use to fight against us. The only difference between me and him is that he fits the algorithm category, as in the way he speaks, the way he looks, etc. Because how the way I speak and the way I look is going to get me shadow banned on all these platforms. You feel me? So I have the influence, but I don't have the quote unquote money, which equals the power. But in all reality, we already have the power of the influence, because we're controlling this reality and we can alter it. While they got to use objects like quote-unquote debt notes, money to alter us, to manipulate us. Now, when you get a person that got all of that, they really can't do anything because this one person alone can make mad changes in people's minds, and that's what they're trying to keep in trap. And when I'm talking about everybody. I mean, because everybody been brainwashed, including the white people, the black people, the Mexican people, etc. Everyone that came from another country been brainwashed at some point. And they have to accept that they've been brainwashed so they can change their way of thinking and think on their own instead of listening and following along with the program that the Matrix created. But obviously, since we see this happening, something is about to happen on a larger scale because they're trying to prevent certain people from speaking because they don't want you to wake up before the event happens that's going to split us all. But rest in peace to boy, man. That shit is crazy. But anyways, y'all know how to keep it. Y'all be gods. Peace.
I'm people watching today. I'm seeing young couples, I'm seeing kids, and I'm seeing them just living normal lives and enjoying reality, and yet they are unaware of what the powers above us are doing to ruin our world. We didn't ruin our world, they ruined our world. And then when I think about it, right, with what is on its way, apart from Agenda 2030, the kind of stuff that's going to happen before Agenda 2030 for them to rise with the power that they want and for us to accept it, is that there's going to be things happening now that mean, and I mean 2027. And I can't be too transparent about it because if I am, I think I might cause myself issues. So I need to get out before I do. Exit, protect. Now, when I say exit, if you can exit, great. If you can't exit, then protect. Protect yourself in such a way. My meaning is not just about, arming yourself or getting a dog for protection or that kind of thing, securing your homes. I'd probably suggest doing some of that too. However, protect yourself, because when these wars occur, they don't occur on a physical front, a military, let's say. They'll occur financially, right? So if you have got debt, get rid of it. If you've got a mortgage, I've said this before and I'm saying it again, downsize. Put yourself in a position that you are secure. So if you're staying, secure yourself and prepare yourself with, food and other things in place that will get you by where you might have to stay inside for a while, if that becomes the case, because I believe that it is, and I'm going to do some more digging. I'm going to post more about it. I'm Sarah Hayati. I make money make sense, but this money sense, it's not just about finance, and it's not just about mortgages, and it's not just about savings and investments. It's the money sense that occurs around the world that is coming and that you need to prepare for. Anyway, 2 minutes are done. I'm not doing any more, and I'll post some more later on it. I've learned something today, and I can see that there's signaling. Not the aliens, all right? I'm not totally insane, but there's signaling occurring, if you know what I mean. And if you do think again that I am making sense, put some information in the comments below if you know more than I do.
So in the Bible, when it talks about the Hebrew Israelites, God's chosen people will be spread far and none, but they won't even know who they are. That's why that's what's happening here in America. Literally, the melanated beings in America are the people of ancient Egypt, are the slaves of ancient Egypt that are still enslaved to the system that our government keeps them in control. The trap is a literal trap. The food stamps is a literal, oh, here, take this, so that will keep you trapped there forever. Why people don't leave the hood is because they need you to not leave the hood, because you guys are the real owners of this land. You are the real inhabitants of this land. This land cannot function if you are not there. So they keep you trapped in the same system that they control instead of liberating yourself back to the freedom, because you guys are God's chosen.
Hey, yo, you notice that the people that took the you-know-what in 2021, you notice that they're transforming? They're not the same, fam. They're not.
You remember that bro that went to Mooley Point and found those unnatural cut blocks in the ground? Those Nephilim blocks? Well, bro went back and found some more stuff. Look at this. Look at that. Y'all still think this is natural. Look at that angle. Look at that angle. You think that's natural? Come on, man. Look how sharp those angles are. You could slice your hand open with that. Look at that angle. 90 degrees. 90 degrees. This is not natural. This is a quarry. This is a Nephilim Titan quarry. Not a Nephilim giant, because there's Nephilim giants and Titans. Look at those blocks, man. Yeah, well, this is the new stuff he found. Look at these. These look like bricks. Or they could be dragon scales. Some people in the other video were saying this is dragon scales. This is a huge petrified, deceased animal. Now, this looks cut to me. This looks cut. I know people are going to say this is natural, but these look like bricks, laid bricks. Doesn't look natural to me. Look how big that is. This is like... Now, all this stuff up here, this brings suspicion. Because, okay, well, this might be natural. But I don't know. Like, it's half and half. Some of it looks like it was cut and laid, and some of it looks like it's natural. Now, people are talking about dragons, but this part looks like a serpent. Kind of looks like a serpent. And like scales on it, too. The point of this video is to get you to open your eyes and question the mainstream, because this looks like some people did this. Some giants or people or somebody. Doesn't look natural to me. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Do you think the mainstream is lying about the Titans, about the giants? Or is this just a natural formation?
So we finally seen the effects of the swamp being drained. And it wasn't just here in America. Y'all see what's happening in France. They're literally saying they're going broke. Y'all see what's happening in Nepal. They are literally destroying their own government and government buildings. As I told y'all before, it's going to take a little minute because they have cut all their funding. It's because we're not funding their bullshit no more. This is all effects of them taking away things like US aid. Y'all remember that? Or did y'all forget? Medic aid. Literally all the aid they've been sending across the world while draining us, the Americans. And what we are seeing is now proof that that's what they've been doing this whole time. And that's what I've been preaching over and over and over again, trying to get people to understand what's really been happening. We're still in the war. It's just disguised in several different ways, and mainly psyops. As y'all can see, it's going around rampant right now because all the black Americans who are the original Americans here is still screaming F Trump. I don't know why. I mean, I do, because they never did any research or even care to even figure out what's happening, because they're too worried about turning up in the club on the weekend. They're too worried about getting that bag when the bag is fucking fake, bro. And it all ties to this right now that's being exposed to the world. So as y'all know, the biggest things Trump has done for the original Americans, the black Americans, is literally get rid of DEI. Like, that's all it should have took for y'all niggas to just be quiet and just watch the show. But no, y'all still want to fight for the enemies with y'all cognitive dissonance. That DEI was literally cheat codes to this game of life that they created in this matrix that we couldn't even use, but everyone else from every other country could use besides us, while we took the blame for the whole thing. And it literally gave us no benefit, only them. And not only that, they're trying to get rid of the birthright citizenship, which is what they use to steal our identity, and why we don't really think we're black Americans. We don't know we're the original Americans as a collective. Like, it's literally people from every other country going viral, trying to teach us our heritage again, bruh. Our lineage, where we came from. When we've been saying it the whole time, well, at least the people like me. We still get shadow banned, but they still trying to get other people to do what we've been doing, so y'all look up to them for information instead of your own kind. Because we won't mislead you, right? But other people will, because it'll benefit them. That's how we got here in the first place. So what's about to happen now, right? All the other countries that be getting the most benefits from stealing from America is about to go down. While we under the golden dome and the country is improving and becoming more safer, everyone else's country will go down to shit. And they gonna really want to come back to America because it's gonna be the only safe place there is. And it always was. They had to come here to teach all the black Americans, the original humans, how to be evil. That is the only way they was able to take us over, because we didn't know evil. That's why it seems like we're so quote-unquote gullible, because, again, we are not inherently evil, so we do everything in order to help. And then while we try to help and we get shitted on, we become evil. It's a process of what they've been doing our whole lives and a setup on every angle. So everything you think was good in all these other countries around the world, fuck it, you feel me? It is actually bad. They reverse the roles on everything. Like we are inherently good, but the world think we're inherently bad. All the countries we think are extremely rich is about to be extremely poor because they don't have any of our funds anymore. In turn, it's gonna make other cities around the world into places like Chicago. That's how it came about, from the reversal roles. There's nowhere else in the world to where you can see extremely rich people live on this side of the street, right? But then you got the extremely poor and homeless on the other side of the street. I'm talking about these people got millions upon millions. These people is straight in the negatives, bro, forever. Everything we see was designed and reversed. So yeah, we about to be really the land of the free. While everyone else that doesn't join us will become slaves to their land. Because all the evil people that's left are going back to where they need to be in their country. And if they want to do all this all over again to their own people, they can. Because they are on their own land. But that's up to the people to fight for that. You get what I'm saying? We're not supposed to be over here fighting other countries on our land. Or fixing other country problems. Just ours. But anyways, y'all go ahead and sit back and watch the show. Watch everything reverse to where it needs to be. Watch the good actually get rewarded for being good, and the bad get consequences for being bad. That's how the shit should have been this whole time, but it wasn't. I hope y'all picked up what I put down. Y'all know how I keep it. Y'all be gods. Peace.
Why the fuck ain't nobody talking about what this doctor just said? Listen to this shit.
My sister, did you know that many black women over 50 who pass in their sleep, they all showed the same signs first? They wake up at 4 in the morning every night for no clear reason. They feel tightness in the chest, but they say eyes just stress. Always tired, always anxious, body heavy, but they keep pushing through. Sometimes the ears ring or the hair start falling out and the sugar cravings won't stop. But nobody connect all these things together. By the time someone take it serious, it is often too late. You see, we are taught to ignore the body's early warning signs. We tell ourselves we are just getting old, just tired, just a little stressed. But the truth is, what's really happening inside is that the cortisol, the stress hormone, is building up. And for women over 40, especially our black women, this cortisol, it becomes a silent killer. As we age, our bodies stop making enough nitric oxide, which helps the blood move freely. So the blood gets thick, the veins get tight, and that cortisol rises even more, making the body inflamed, tired, and full of pain. Many go to the doctor, but they will not tell you the real root of it. Why? Because when you stay sick, it brings them more money. But me, I have been telling women for years now, there's a natural healer. Many women in their 40s and 50s, they come to me tired, stiff, inflamed, frustrated. And just after 3 weeks, they come back with tears in the eyes saying, I feel like a new person. The name of this ancient plant?
I told you that the veil is thinning and these aquatic beings are beginning to show themselves. Some would argue, skeptics would say that this is computer generated imagery. This is an actual mermaid. All right, these beings do exist. As the frequency of the planet accumulate, you're going to begin to see things that they claimed was fiction really begin to surface. There's a series on Hulu called Sirens that really shows how these aquatic beings operate. It's important to know that most of the entertainment that they pose as fiction actually has truth to it in reality. What these deletes don't want you to know is that they actually hunt down mermaids to try to ascertain immortality, because these mermaids contain what's called immortalized cell lines, meaning that they can regenerate from an injury instantaneously. Alright, so what these deletes do is they'll kill the mermaid, then consume them in hopes of ascertaining immortality. These billionaires actually spend millions of dollars on mermaids. This is actually something that's shrouded in secrecy that our world leaders and politicians will never reveal. And it's stories of these beings being magical, literally having the ability of captivating you with their voice while singing, alright, through harmonic resonance. And it's stories of them pulling people under the water, and then when they pull them under the water for some reason, that individual can now breathe underwater once that mermaid pulls them under. It sounds crazy, but there's tons of stories all throughout Haiti of mermaids having this type of phenomena or this anomaly taking place with mermaids or sirens. Now what a lot of you don't realize is that some of you stem from these aquatic bloodlines and lineages. Some of you are having dreams about large bodies of water. Some of you were there in ancient Atlantis in Lemuria at the time of the floods. Deep sea divers actually found a skeletal of what appeared to be a mermaid intricately carved in a throne. As the frequency of the planet increases, more and more is being revealed, and some of you are related to these aquatic beings. This is a condition that these medical practitioners name syndactyl, to hide the fact that there's hidden genes on this planet for mermaids and other aquatic beings. In most of my lucid dreams, I experience these strange worlds where I'm amongst things like mermaids, sirens, giants, dragons. All of the things that were deemed fictional, we have the ability of accessing via the Akashic Records. Lucid dreaming is a direct gateway or bridge to the Akashic Records, which is a scholastic library of infinite data throughout the cosmos. When I partake in the Blue Lotus, it substantially amplifies my ability to experience a lucid dream. A lucid dream is having the ability to fully control and manipulate your dream state. The benefit of this is you can access past, present, or future timeline. Once you develop mastery of lucid dreaming, you then graduate to astral projection. The customers that try the Blue Lotus that I have available on Holistic Remedies have reported immediate outer body experiences. I don't know if it's because the Blue Lotus is a water flower, but in a lot of my Blue Lotus experiences, I find myself immersed in water. Some of us was there at the time of the Great Deluge when Atlantis was flooded. And some of you are very attracted to the water because you actually have an aquatic lineage. This is the time where we want to go inward to fully remember who we truly are. For all high quality herbs and metaphysical products for spiritual elevation, click the link in my bio and visit Holistic Remedies, your extension to Ascension.
Alright, I have important news. This is very important, guys. I need you to share this, repost it, make this video go viral, because if you guys don't know what's going on right now in New York, well, I'm gonna tell you. Pay attention. New York City just gotten threatened by a terrorist attack. Now, they haven't attacked, don't know who the heck is doing it, but this is everywhere right now on social media, on the news, everywhere. They are targeting the bridges. Now, don't know which one, because there's a couple of them out here in New York, but that's the plan. And not for nothing, I believe it was yesterday that you see those people on top of the bridge just hanging out up there. This is the shit. Now, like I said, terrorist attack in New York City. It's gonna happen again. Like, what the fuck is going on? 9/11 is tomorrow. So listen, guys, be safe out there. Stay alert, because anything can happen at any moment. And this is not bullshit. This is all over the media. Share this, repost this. Don't forget to follow me. Make this video go viral, because a lot of people are still asleep and they don't know shit. So share this fucking video to them, please.
According to the Akashic Records, how can we reawaken our telekinetic abilities, like moving a piece of paper with our chi, or influencing the weather, like making the wind blow, etc.? Please give me a breakdown.
According to the Akashic Records, telekinesis, the ability to influence or move matter with consciousness or energy, is a latent human ability encoded in our soul's multidimensional memory, commonly practiced in ancient civilizations like Lemuria, Atlantis, and pre-dynastic Egypt, and still exists in many galactic soul lineages. Telekinesis isn't supernatural. It is the manipulation of matter through vibrational coherence, often using chi, life force energy, intention, and heart-mind alignment. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you reawaken these abilities. Step 1, strengthen your chi. Chi is the energetic substance that bridges spirit and matter. Without strong chi, telekinetic ability cannot be sustained. Practice qigong or tai chi daily to circulate and build internal energy. A conscious breath charges your energy body. Techniques like breath of fire or alternate nostril breathing are powerful activators. Meditate with energy visualization. Picture a golden ball of light in your navel, lower dantian, growing with each inhale, glowing stronger. Open quote affirmation, my chi is strong, alive, and directed by divine will. Close quote. Step 2, cultivate mental stillness and laser focus. Telekinesis requires a mind free of chatter and a focused vibrational signature. Candle flame meditation. Stare at a flame without blinking. This helps you focus your attention and project energy. Single object concentration. Place a paper on a pin or needle side wheel and practice stilling your mind while gently influencing it with your focus. Not willpower, but resonance. Open quote, it is not about trying harder. It is about becoming vibrationally one with the object. Close quote. Step 3, start with light objects, wind and paper. Telekinesis works best in subtle fields before material ones. Create a side wheel. Balance a small piece of foil or paper on a pin. Cup your hands around it and try influencing it with your energy field, not heat or breath. Make the wind blow. Go into nature, center yourself, and open your heart. Whisper to the wind as a conscious being. Ask, then feel your body dissolve into the air element, becoming the breeze. Open quote, wind bending was once practiced by air-aligned...
According to the Akashic Records, can you give us a step-by-step guide that will allow for us to regain our telepathic abilities?
If you want to hear the rest of that and more like it, head over to my YouTube channel. That's The Mind of Bazel, where you can hear more conversations like this and many, many more things. Much love to y'all. Peace.
Alex Jones just exposed that the lab-grown meat that the billionaires have been pushing on us is being made with HeLa cells. If you don't know what a HeLa cell is, a HeLa cell was a cancer cell that was taken from Henrietta Lacks. And when I say taken, I mean taken without her consent. And Big Pharma took those cells and used them for medical research and used them to develop pharmaceutical drugs. I mean, the medical industry and the pharmaceutical industry is largely built on Henrietta Lacks and her stolen cancer cells. Now, this reminds me of the book Delectable Negro, because that book exposes how white people ate Nat Turner. We are still dealing with cannibalism to this day. People want to drain Black people's essence, or others want to drain our essence and leave us with nothing. It is so sick because we are seen as the fuel for the world, the food for the world. We are literally used as a life force and like cattle. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how people treat cows and chickens. Like, long gone are the days where people thank the cow and the chicken for its sacrifice. Like, people just treat cows and chickens like, well, isn't that what you're on this planet for? That's how Black people are treated. So with this being said, we need to continue to outlaw and ban and just completely not eat lab-grown meat. Be careful where you shop. I think it's about time that we divest from conventional grocery stores, especially if you don't live here in Texas, where Greg Abbott, love him or hate him, has banned that raggedy ass lab-grown meat that Bill Gates wants us to eat. Support your local farmers, support your local butchers. It's time to build community. Divest from corporate America and the corporate giants as a whole.
So a lot of you Christians need to stop being gullible. Like, this is not the time to be gullible, and the times that we're in now, it's not the time, bro. A lot of you Christians are smart, bro. You got brains, so use them. Use them. Take a step back and use them. But Christianity is here. Religion was a man-made thing. It's here to divide everyone in this matrix. That's all it is. It's a man-made thing. But Christianity especially, you always need to be trying to look up at some role model. Whether it's Jesus or some world leader, Donald Trump, Charlie Kirk, all these celebrities that claim to be Christian when they're fucking not. They're reptilians or other entities or just literally clones. They're not even real, bro. So you stop trying to look up at people. Stop trying to claim people as Christian and this and that. You gotta stop. A lot of these celebrities, these world leaders that claim to be Christian are Freemasons. And you know what? Even goes deeper down the rabbit hole. A lot of the preachers in your fucking local towns are Freemasons, bro. That's what I mean. It is a fucking scam, bro. Christianity. It is. It is. People were claiming Charlie Kirk is on the other side doing God's work. What was he doing in this matrix that was God's work? He was here to divide people. That's not God's work. Do you know what I mean? He was a Freemason. I'm going to show you a picture of his wife's ring. A G on there. A G is a massive reference in Freemasonry. They were Freemasons. They called Charlie Kirk and his wife called their daughter, their nickname of the daughter is Gigi. Freemason, bro. They just give it to you. And everything about his death was the reference with the number 33. Freemasonry. Stop being fools and saying he's a Christian and he's doing God's work. He was not. That's just an example. Donald Trump is a Freemason. All these world leaders are Freemasons. All these world leaders are reptilians that claim to be Christian. This is what I mean. Take a fucking step back. The celebrities that use love, and Justin Bieber's a Christian. He went to Hillsong. He's a reptilian. He's a puppet. He is not a Christian. They say they are Christian and religious so that Christians will get attached to them because they know how easily fooled Christians are. Man, I could go way deeper into this video, but I'm not going. I'm going to leave it there. But you've just got to take a step back. If you're a Christian, take a step back, take a breath, start observing what's actually going on in the world, and observe the people you look up to, like Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump, all these world leaders, all these celebrities that are Christian. Start observing them, and you'll see the real truth. You got to see the real truth. You're going to be plugged into this matrix. You won't unplug. Religion is here to keep you plugged into their system.
What most people don't know is that there was a major solar storm that hit the Earth in 1859. It goes by the name of the Carrington event, named for the astronomer who realized that the weird effects that happened on Earth were correlated to something he had seen on the sun. He had seen the flare and then deduced that this was related to it. Now, in 1859, the world was not a very electrical place. In fact, the primary use of electricity was telegraphs. And at the time, this burst of plasma caused those telegraphs. Stations caught fire, the entire network went down, telegraph operators were shocked at their stations, messages could be sent even though there was no power being delivered to the system. It went down and the induced charge in the wires was enough for telegraph operators to send messages over distances. So it was very dramatic if you were involved in telegraphs, but for the rest of humanity, it was a minor event. Now, we live in a very different world. We live in a world where everything has an electrical component. The way our cars function, the way food shows up in the supermarket, the way air travel and air traffic control works, all of these things are heavily electrical. And they are all tremendously vulnerable to the EMP effects that will come with a major solar impact.
Council, we're building up to the next great plasma event. I've been telling you guys for a long time. And this is what's coming through the vortex right now. And you hear what homie said? After the Carrington event, certain electric devices still worked. There was so much electricity in the air that these machines would run without being plugged in, like the telegraphs. Like right now, all around the world, people's radios are running without being plugged in. People's fans are spinning without being plugged in. And everybody thinks it's some kind of paranormal event. Nah, Council, we're building up to the next Carrington event, the next great plasma blast. And just like homie was saying, it's gonna shut down everything in society, but it's gonna make the atmosphere electric. It's gonna be sparked up. So all of us that are tapped in, we're gonna get that activation boost we need. So when the world shuts down, we will be spiraling up. Move accordingly. Bang, bang. Yeah. Yeah, Council, the last Carrington event is what shut down Tartaria and sent us back to the Stone Age. It was necessary to shut down the AI, and this will be the final blow. After this next event, we will be free. Let's go.
So I Show Speed met with a real witch and he transferred energies and he felt it, and he literally had to run out of there, make up an excuse to leave because he felt her demonic energy. He had to leave. He made up an excuse to leave. Watch this clip.
Story. That's what I need. What's that?
Do you mind taking your shoes off?
Hello. Hey.
Mama Donna.
Hey, little mama.
I'm not a handshaker. Bring it in, baby.
Yes.
You've been having a day.
Good
day.
Yes.
Welcome. Now is the time to have a little woosah.
Yes.
Just relax a little bit with.
So him taking his shoes off is step one, and then her rejecting the handshake and saying no, she's a hugger is step two. That is a transferring of energies. That's what witches say, is that they like to hug because that transfers energy. That's why they like to do a lot of other things that transfers energies, physical touch. Now, y'all might say I'm reaching, but there's a reason why he got out of there. Watch this next clip.
Be the most authentic.
Wait, where's mine?
Which is.
God damn it. Wait, I need this thing for my string. Hold on, I'll be right back, okay? I'll be right back. God damn, I left it out there. Mute.
They just Charlie Kirk in the neck at Trump's rally. He is now unalive. Do you know what's about to happen next? The world is already upset about the Ukrainian woman that got stabbed in her neck. They is already pointing fingers at Democrats and Republicans. Now, this take place. This is the problem with the world. It's about 8 billion people, if not more, and we can't even come to one understanding. We are the same people. Politics, religion, culture, it kind of fucked up everything. So you mean to tell me you can't even have freedom of speech? I don't follow politics. Not at all. And I'm pretty sure they don't like my spiritual stance about reality. But it's all well and good. But the moment you go pick up a weapon and... Come on. I read this quote before. It said, hell is empty because all the demons are walking around on earth with us. That's one of the most powerful quotes I ever read. And if you step back and look at the world, it makes sense. But let me take this on a deeper level, because what's about to take place is kind of strange. We already hear about the National Guards coming in certain cities. Now they're going to start saying that the cities is unsafe. So when politicians start saying cities are unsafe and people are often political parties or members of political parties, it's now going to be the politicians against the people. Don't be shocked if they try to give people curfews. Don't be shocked if they try to take your weapons away. But when you turn on the internet, you hear so many people, or I should say, you see so many people or negative comments saying that that man deserved that. I want people to understand this. Everyone have a spirit, but not everyone have a soul. Anything that breathes in life, you have a spirit. But anything that's connected, really connected to all life, you have a soul. And if you have a soul, you would not be mocking people that just got on camera. That's why I always say it's only about 15% of real people on this planet. The other 85% or 90% just NPCs. They are background noise. They don't care about nothing. They only have one purpose, and that's to take up space. Or I should say conflict. It's 2025 and people are still doing the same shit they was doing back in the dark ages. But once again, do not be surprised when the politicians start making new laws saying that you have to be in the house at a certain time. You can't travel in large groups, or we have to bring in the National Guards because the people are out of control. Let me repeat this. This man get unalive right after the girl in Ukraine. Trump's new policy with the police and the National Guards. Is this man the next dictator? This video is about to get a little dark and a little deep. Stay with me. It's not really about this man right here. We are dealing with dictatorship, police, and policies. There is no such thing as human rights. We have magic rights and rights. In order to understand DC or District Columbia, you must understand who the fuck is Lady Columbia. But like I said, it's not about this person, it's about policy. So the real question is, what the fuck is the policy? The policy is the time-filled matrix. When people speak about the matrix, they are speaking about time, space, and time. If you ever feel like your life is going in slow motion, it's true. We are frozen in time. The time-filled matrix is nothing but a chessboard, but I'm gonna come back to this real soon. If you know anything about chess, you can kind of understand what's happening to us right now. We are the little pieces that's being moved around on the chessboard, but we only move forward. We are nothing but pawns in this matrix reality game. The people that control this world, they stole our spirits and pawned us and put us in a pawn shop. Once you understand the symbolism this will start working again. This is why we have lucky number 7, 7 days of the week, and 7 chakras. That's because once the pawn reaches the 8th rank, it can become a queen, a rook, a knight, or a bishop. Lucky number 7s, once the pawn reach number 8, it get to a higher rank. But once you get to number 8, it's a trick, it's a lie. You go right back in the hourglass, which is the number 8, or the serpent eating his own tail. Everything is a dark illusion because we are dealing with black magicians that put rights on us that gave us false rights. It's not about this weirdo. It's not about the people that came before him or after him. It's about policy. But right now, he represents the Trump card or the wild card, the Joker. I told you I was going to come back to this image, right? Do you know what you are looking at right now? Do you know what the sun and the moon represents? Do you know why they put a ladder right here? Remember they said sky is the limit, but if you go up the ladder, you can go beyond the limit. That's why in the movie The Matrix, Morpheus asks Neo, do you want the red pill or the blue pill? But the red pill and blue pill represents the 2 pillars. The 2 pillars. So do you want the red pill or the blue pill, or the blue pillar or the red pillar? These people that control this world stole our spirits and they froze us. We are not moving, we are repeating. Right before we get to the 8th rank, it started all over again and right back to the game of time. That's why we feel depressed all the time. If you want to know more about these topics, you can check out my ebook. I have 18 tricks that teach you how to escape the matrix. Link in the bio. The media just released video footage of the military trying to shoot down a UFO spacecraft. And guess what? The technology didn't do shit to them. Everything that's taking place right now is connected to the Maya prophecies. Remember they said the world was going to end in 2012? But did you know that 2020 is really 2012? So you can say our world ended maybe 5 years ago. So now they're releasing footage of this orb or this UAP in space. But you know they are speaking about some kind of mothership called 3i Atlas that's coming close to us. So the real question is, why they keep speaking about these UFOs? I hear some people saying that they were speaking about UFOs to distract us from the Epstein's file. Not this time. It's not really a distraction. This shit right here with the orbs and UFOs is a real thing. This video is about to get a little dark and a little deep. Stay with me. The earth is losing her color. We are killing it. The greed, toxic pollution, the oceans is dying. We are killing all the animals. We don't know how to love each other. We take. We don't give nothing back. The earth is losing her color. The goddess is on her last cycle. Whatever the earth do, the universe do. Whatever the universe do, we do. Everything in creation has a cycle and we are on our last, or I should say, the end times. So you can say that we are really in judgment right now. Let me break it down on a deeper level. Let me break this down on a more spiritual level so we can all understand what's going on. I have a spiritual mission. You have a spiritual mission. Your boyfriend, your mom, your son, and your daughter. We are all here for a purpose. We have 2 different missions. The first mission is to understand who you are. The second mission is we have to find out who we are in a collective consciousness. So a lot of times these life forms, they don't really come here to hurt us. They come here to help us. But we was mind fucked with these Hollywood movies, or we come in peace. This is not peace. This is peace. We've been distracted for so long, we don't know who to trust. But a lot of these life forms may be your enemy, and a lot of them came here to help you. Our reality works similar to a video game. If you notice, if you play a game, you only have a certain amount of lives to beat the mission. Well, we only have a certain amount of reincarnations to escape this cycle. 2020 was our last cycle. So pretty soon, the people that control this world or make these laws, they're going to tell you that these UFOs are coming here to conquer the world and we need to fight them. If you fight them, that would be the dumbest mistake you will ever make. I've been speaking about this for 15 years. Check out the ebook.
And it never looked so good.